Hello everyone, Useflunge11 here, back again for another video, and well, this is another update video. Haven't done one of these in a while. It's been, I guess, over a year, as I think the last one I did was back in January. But yeah, we're basically doing another one of these update videos. If you haven't noticed, I kind of shaved recently, so that's why my beard isn't as long as usual. I kind of shaved it around the time I got my hair cut at the beginning of this month, so yeah, I decided to, different look, but anyway, this ain't really about my beard. Then again, there have been a lot of changes in terms of recently. But yeah, I think let's get this update video started. Basically, first off, let's talk about basically my real life, so to speak. So, when 2024 started, let's just say, I didn't know what this year entailed, but let's just say a lot has happened so far. Of course, I will admit, January for the most part was pretty silent, but then at the end of the month, a lot of things changed, but I'll get to that in a second. So, I think I said this in the last update video, but if you guys know, for work, I basically did landscaping. It was all right, but definitely wasn't for me. I basically did that, for a while for 2023 and 2024, and likely would be doing it again for this year, 2025, had I not recently got myself a job finally. So yeah, this is basically the part of the update video where I tell you guys I finally have a job, which is great because now I can basically use my job to fund YouTube projects, pay my phone bill, basically, do other stuff. It's not enough to live off of because like I'm only working, 2 days a week, Tuesday and Wednesday. But it's enough to get by. Besides, I don't really plan to move out anytime soon. Let's just say I'll still be in this house by my 10-year anniversary, which is technically once this December comes, it'll be 2 years when I hit my 10-year anniversary, because my 8-year anniversary is at the end of the year, like usual. But yeah, so not enough to live off of, but it's perfectly fine for me for now. I don't really mind it, and I'm so glad I finally got a job because I don't really want to do landscaping anymore. It's just not my passion. It's so much, and it doesn't help as a guy with allergies. It just doesn't make it better for me, honestly. So yeah, I've completely decided that at the beginning of this year, I am not doing any more landscaping, unless if it's for a close family member. But the only lawn I want to be mowing from now on is the lawn that's here at my house. So yeah, I'm really happy to have a job. It's basically 6 hours a day, and I get paid every other week. So I get paid pretty good. But I will say that I definitely might have to pick up more days in the future if I ever want to move out on my own, which is what I desperately want to do, because I can't live in this tiny space forever. There's so many projects I want to do, but I can't do because I just don't have the space. The fact that I was able to update to a set table that's a little bit longer, and a little bit on the more thinner side. There's a little space between the table and the dresser, but nevertheless, I need to get my own place one day so I can have another set table on the side and maybe 2 more even in front of that. So, but yeah, so that's basically my personal life. I've started working now. Ooh, actually, one more other thing I want to update you guys on is that I've actually started taking piano lessons. Ever since the end of 2023, I feel like I have musical talent, but I don't know how to express it. I can sing, but my voice is only good like 50% of the time. It's safe to say I'm going to have to, basically work on that. But I definitely want to explore myself musically, and thanks to a guy who I know at one of my churches, he has offered to give me piano lessons, and I'm very ecstatic about that, honestly. And the best part is, since I have a job now, I'm able to pay for lessons, so it's kind of a win-win. That's why as soon as I got paid, the first 2 weeks, I made sure I had enough money because my lessons are every week, but I get paid every other week. So while it may be $40 a lesson, I have to make sure I have $80 on hand each and every week I get paid. So, yeah. And again, any money that I have left after I take out 80 for that, it goes to my phone bill or buying something nice for myself. I've already bought a few things for myself, but that will come in due time. But anyway, so yeah, I've started taking piano lessons now. And of course, now here's the thing. Having a job, taking piano lessons, going to church, making YouTube videos, and, basically doing other stuff. It may not... Two new things have now entered my life, but you add it all up with all the other things I have, it's quite a lot on my plate. However, one of the things I mentioned in that summary was YouTube videos, or YouTube channel, etc. So that now that I have a job, and now that I've started taking on a few more responsibilities, what's going to happen to the channel? Well, I'm glad to say that I'll obviously still be making videos, but here's something I've noticed with myself recently. I realize I've tried pushing out videos, but however, when I rush the process a little bit, in my opinion, when I make a video, I may be technically cooking, but if there's a couple of errors within a video, then let's just say I kind of undercooked, let's just say. So I could probably find 5 videos on my YouTube channel that are just kind of a mess because, I didn't take the time to watch the video through, or I didn't take the time to, edit a little, part of the video. It gets so frustrating, which is something I've noticed with a few of my videos that I've posted at the end of 2024 into early 2025. It genuinely gets annoying. Now, obviously, watching a video back over and over and over again of itself can get annoying, but it's way better than looking at a video and watching it oh, I forgot to edit this part out, or, oh, I forgot to fix, the title, or, a piece of text. It's getting annoying, honestly. Now, of course, there's no other person to blame but myself, as, it's my work, and, it's my job to be proud of it. If I'm not proud of it, then why bother posting it? So, basically, from now on, videos are just going to be out when they're pretty much done. I like to set deadlines for myself, but sometimes I'll set a deadline for myself 2 weeks ahead, and then by the time the week is half over, and I'm supposed to have a video out by Friday. Say I want to have a video out by Friday, but it's only half complete. The voice record is done. The clips are almost put together, but I need to still edit music. I need to edit the voiceover a little bit. If a project is halfway done and I was expecting to have it out this weekend, chances are it will not be coming out. Which is why there are just times where I've had to push projects back to the next week or whatnot. It also doesn't help that I guess writer's block, I'm gonna say, or video block, whatever you want to call it. It's just started to take over. I don't know what the heck happened after I graduated in 2023, but that's kind of when it started, honestly. I guess when you were going to school to 7 days a week and you only had 2 days to do whatever the heck you wanted, I guess. Being in school and then coming home and wanting to make a video, school was what gave me the drive to make a YouTube video all the time, or multiple videos, whatnot. But of course, after graduating school, I really don't have that anymore. Now, there is technically work, but after putting in a lot of, hard work, sometimes you can feel tired. And also, it doesn't help that Wednesdays I barely have any time, and I have time on Tuesday before I go to something else in the evening, but nevertheless, it's again, now I have to fit piano lessons into my day, which means it's either I practice piano for a while or I sit down and edit a YouTube video. So I'm kind of forced to choose here. So yeah, now I have to split my free time between piano lessons and making videos and whatever the heck. But of course, I'm the one who put this one on myself. So yeah, to basically wrap up what I'm saying, I'm not going anywhere, but videos are just going to come out when they're ready. Because, I've realized meeting deadlines are just kind of hard. The only time, a video is going to come out on, at a specific due date is if it's, celebrating something Thomas-related, or if it's a holiday-related thing. So yeah, but from here on out, until a project is done, I'm not going to force myself to work on it quickly so that it can be, pretty much perfect by the time I post it. So I think I've pretty much, explained that and got that out of the way. So I guess, where do we go from here? What's going to happen? Well, I do want to, bring up a few videos that haven't, been on the channel in a while. So let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. Custom videos. I'm trying to see if there's any customs I want to show off. I technically showed these off in the last custom video, but let me just grab this. This is one of the LMS brake vans I made that I got from NickTF89, literally at the tail end of 2022. So, geez, I've had these things for a while, but I didn't get to show these off until early last year. I'll just shove this thing over here. So the question is, when is the next round of custom showcases coming out? Don't worry, there will be more customs that come this year. It's just I've kind of had to stop production on those because some customs I just haven't managed to finish. Some customs are missing faces, others are missing certain bits and pieces, and some other customs, like, I won't tell you who this guy's supposed to be. I won't tell you who this guy is supposed to be, but let's just say, sometimes a lack of, necessary tools can be a problem as well. And also money was a lack of problems too, but now that I get paid every other week, that won't be an issue. Nevertheless, I will be back to making customs. My goal is to get around to custom videos either in May or June, and if I don't meet either one of those deadlines, then you can bet August. But I won't promise anything. But yeah, and if you guys want to see what customs I've made in the past, like over a year and a month and a couple weeks, etc., then you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram for that if you're not already. Yeah, so that's basically it on customs. Reviews is another one. So don't get me wrong, I'm still going to make reviews, but if there's one thing I've realized is that the same trope of making reviews can get repetitive. There's a reason why there was barely a beginning skit in my, Thomas and the Snowman car. I actually have it out here, even though we've changed back to greenery. So there's a reason why there was barely a skit at the beginning of, where I reviewed technically this thing, but it was a 2-pack technically I reviewed. Get over there. Okay. Yeah, there's a reason why there was no skit at the beginning of that, because I just genuinely couldn't come up with anything. I had an idea for the ending skit, my evil counterpart shows up, laughs maniacally, whatnot. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to talk with, certain people or a person in order to, see where I go from here, because I don't want to be doing this plot line, for this long. Let's just say, with me coming to God, more and more each day, I don't really want to be playing an ultra ego of myself that's technically evil and whatnot. I just don't want to be doing that anymore. And also, it doesn't help that I'm 20, and I'm going to be turning 21 this year. I'm a little bit older than when Matt got into it. When Matt got out of it, I'm sure. But, I'm kind of losing, interest in doing the review plot line. I want to still do reviews, but I don't want them to be connected to an overarching story anymore. But I'm still going to do that because it's where I'm at in my YouTube journey, so to speak. So I'm still going to stick with it. I don't know. My goal is to get a review out in May, kind of change things up, but nevertheless, we'll have to wait and see. They do take a lot of effort to make, and with me now working a job, Tuesdays are barely going to be free, and Wednesdays are never going to be free anymore. So, yeah. But nevertheless, so reviews, they're still going to be a thing, but we'll have to wait and see what direction I take with that. There's also modeling project videos, which I said I said, in the last update video that I was going to get back into those. The reason why was because I really wanted to show off the Magic Railroad shed that Diesel 10 knocks over himself in the night scene, and that was seen in my Be Kind Rewind project. But I also tried to make, a scratch-built smelting shed to go with it. I started that like a couple months ago and just never really finished it. So yeah, I don't know what it is with me in scratch building. Also, it kind of broke. I actually have it right here. It's just down here. So if I can remember correctly, yeah, it broke on this side, and also a flap. I need to fix that too. I don't know if I want to continue this project or not, but we'll have to wait and see. So I don't even know. I mean, truth be told, they're technically custom videos, but me showing off scratch buildings. Honestly, with 3D printing becoming more and more, of a thing, I wouldn't mind doing that. But I don't really have the materials to do that either, so I'm working with what I got. Oh well, either way, whether that series will come back, we'll have to wait and see. In terms of videos that are actually still on the channel, purchase videos are still going to be a thing. I'm currently working on one, technically two actually, but my goal was to release one this month. But if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm gonna take the rest of this month to just kind of relax and work on videos carefully so that I have enough to produce in April. Because I want to make sure I have a lot to produce in April, so then leading up to May, because May is the 80th anniversary of the Railway series, and while I technically have something planned, it's something not as interesting as you think. Yeah, I don't know. I'll still post the video I made. Also, we can't forget about July, because that's celebrating 25 years of Magic Railroad, and with I should probably bring this up, but with the passing of Britt Allcroft, I think it's safe to say that this year is going to be an interesting one in terms of that movie, because that was Britt Allcroft's passion project, and hopefully the video I made, it's also it's celebrating the anniversary of Magic Railroad, but it's also commending the loss of Britt, obviously. But yeah, so May and July are going to be 2 big months in terms of Thomas. Until then, it's basically still waiting until then. But yeah, purchase videos are still going to be a thing. I really want to make another episode of my useful tips series, because that series dropped off really quickly. Or should I say fell off pretty quickly. Yeah. Also, there's my useful talks about series talk show. I like to think it's a talk show, but technically it's me talking to the audience. But then again, it's not like I'm interviewing anyone when I do it. So yeah, my goal is to have another episode release also in May, but of course I realized last time I promised something like this, I can't make promises I can't keep. So yeah. And of course, obviously, there'll be the obvious oddball video here and there. But yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of just doing this off the cuff. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to film it today, mainly because the wardrobe I'm wearing is something I've already worn in the past. But nevertheless, I'm glad that, I got to film this update video. So, this will be the only video that I produce in March, but it'll take me time to recuperate and kind of let the burnout, kind of just go away, honestly. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this update video. I thank you all for watching. If you still stuck around, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And don't worry, there will be more videos coming soon. But I think I'm taking a month, the rest of this month, as a hiatus for a couple weeks. But yeah, I should be back in April. So, until then, Useful Engine 11 signing out. Take care, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Take care.